A new anti-piracy bill against anime has been passed. It's time for the latest news out of Japan. To all the pirates of the world, it might really be over this time. Illegal pirate sites have been a source of joy for fans of anime and manga, as it provides a satisfying catalog of every anime and manga series out there for free with no form of censorship or alterations of any kind on the works of art. But while these sites have been serving fans well, it has also cost the production and streaming companies that are officially distributing these works a lot of money. So, unsurprisingly, governments of the world and some companies have been fighting back to stop piracy for good. We talked at length about how the Japanese government were investing millions of dollars into building an AI to stop piracy, but now it seems like the powers of the United States have decided to throw their own massive punch against piracy in a more serious manner. The Motion Pictures Association, MPA, which includes major companies like Netflix, Disney, Amazon, Sony, and others, has expressed support for a new bill aimed at blocking access to piracy websites. These sites provide fans with unauthorized access to anime, live-action shows, novels, music, and more. For those who love pirate sites, things are indeed looking bleak because this bill could impact access to these platforms in the United States and possibly beyond. It's no surprise that these massive distribution companies are backing this fight against piracy because they really lose a lot from it. I mean, just a while ago, we talked about how HiAnime, a pirate anime site, garnered a lot more traffic and viewers than some of the biggest official streaming platforms in the world. According to Torrent Freak, on January 19th, 2025, US Congresswoman Zoe Loft introduced H.R. 791, the Foreign Anti-Digital Piracy Act, or FADPA for short. If passed, copyright holders and exclusive licenses, called petitioners, will have the right to ask a US district court for an order. This order would instruct US service providers such as Google, Cloudflare, and broadband companies to block access to foreign piracy websites and apps. Before issuing the order, the court will assess potential risks. It will examine if the order could block access to legal content, cause undue burden on service providers, or negatively impact the public interest. The foreign piracy website in question will have 30 days to respond in court. If there is no opposition, the court may appoint an expert known as a master to verify the copyright holder's claims. If the foreign platform does contest the order, the court will decide within 14 days. Once the court confirms the petitioner's claims and completes its risk assessment, it will issue the blocking order. Service providers will then have 15 days to comply, or 20 days if the court grants extra time. For live events like sports or concerts, the court may bypass the waiting period and issue an immediate blocking order. In such cases, service providers must act within 7 days. If piracy persists, the petitioner can extend the order for another 12 months. The bill defines US service providers as broadband companies with over 100,000 subscribers and DNS resolution providers making more than $100 million annually, excluding those offering only encrypted DNS services. This means large companies like Comcast, AT&T, Cloudflare, and Google could receive these blocking orders. These companies have previously dealt with DMCA takedown requests. For instance, Cloudflare was subpoenaed on behalf of Weekly Shonen Jump's Shueisha, while Crunchyroll and Funimation have submitted over 45 million DMCA takedown requests to Google. The bill also clarifies what qualifies as a foreign piracy website. The operator must be a person located outside the US. It also includes cases where the operator's location cannot be confirmed within the US, making the scope broader. The site must be designed primarily for copyright infringement, intentionally marketed as a piracy platform, and have no other significant commercial purpose. This legislation seems to target users unfamiliar with advanced technology. The blocking order does not require service providers to prevent access via virtual private networks, also known as VPNs. It also does not specify technical measures for blocking, giving service providers flexibility to comply with minimal disruption to internet security. To reassure service providers, the bill grants them certain legal protections. If they follow the order correctly, they cannot be held responsible for any harm caused to the foreign site or its users. Even a court later finds the order was wrongly issued, service providers remain protected. Additionally, petitioners cannot later sue service providers for copyright infringement simply because they followed a court order. Service providers also have some control over the process. process. They can temporarily suspend a blocking order to maintain network stability or investigate whether other platforms were accidentally affected. If a piracy site rebrands under a different name to evade the order, the bill allows updates to reflect the new name. This was seen last year when AniWatch rebranded as Hi Anime. According to Lofgren, petitioners might even be allowed to tell ISPs to update the blocking order directly. The bill also includes transparency measures. The court must make the order publicly available, listing details such as the petitioner's name, the foreign site targeted, the date the order was issued, its duration, and the reasoning behind it. However, if revealing certain information could compromise national security, endanger individuals, or disrupt law enforcement investigations, the court can redact details. Amendments to the blocking order will also be published on a public website. According to Deadline, supporters of the bill include SAG-AFTRA, the Authors Guild, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees, IATSE, and the MPA. The MPA consists of companies such as Disney, Netflix, Paramount, Prime Video, Amazon MGM Studios, Sony, Universal, and Warner Brothers Discovery. MPA chairman and CEO Charles Revkin released a statement saying, "The MPA thanks Representative Lofgren for introducing FADPA and for her commitment to work with Chairman Issa to enact legislation this Congress to ensure America's creators have effective enforcement tools to combat offshore piracy targeting the US market." So this is the current situation, and of course fans had a lot to say about it, particularly those in the US. Who would blame them, right? They are the ones at the center of this anti-piracy storm that's brewing. So far, as immediate reactions go, some fans were shocked that the United States is making big moves to fight piracy again, while other fans weren't shocked at all. In fact, some of them are already making hilarious memes about how often the US tries to fight piracy and fail. In the words of a fan, they always go after piracy, they never succeed. Not too worried, to be honest. Normally, I don't mind being wrong, but don't want to be wrong on this one. It's a stern belief amongst fans in the anime community that all efforts to take away pirate sites are futile, and piracy will never be stopped. Fans are actually so confident that this won't be the end that one pirate boldly stated that every attack on piracy just makes us stronger. While it may cause an outrage from fans if piracy does get taken down in the United States, it will also be very profitable to VPN companies. A fan pointed this out saying, "VPN sales will increase yet again. Hopefully, this will take a long time and be difficult to reach. This will increase the rate of a mesh network internet being a viable option where most people are the ISPs to each other." Anime fans in the US are already gearing up to go crazy with their VPNs in case of this piracy downfall, because many of them have already made up their minds to never pay or subscribe to Crunchyroll or other official streaming platforms. Fans have once again pointed out the many grievances they have with these platforms, claiming that the reason for the rise in piracy over the years is due to how dissatisfying and flawed these platforms are, and not because of their prices. These were the bitter comments made by a fan towards the situation. It's kind of incredible that these corporations and governments will do anything but give their customers and constituents any quality of life. I'd say they're out of touch, but given everything that's been happening as of late, they really do just hate us. Furthermore, fans claim that the best way to truly dissolve the issue of piracy is to leave those pirates with a better option by creating an official anime streaming platform that soothes the tastes of every fan, and fans will willingly pay for them rather than use pirate sites. Fans outside of the US, such as those in Canada and in Europe, feel completely relieved by the situation because it's a United States bill. But these fans need to realize that if it works out in the US, there's a high chance that the same ideas could be implemented in other major countries around the world. For now, let's hope this doesn't cause chaos or a decline in overall anime viewership in the United States. In other news, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime is ending?